Right, we're at the next meeting now. This is round 2, Festival of Power. This is Festival of Power now. I've all arrived, Dad's arrived, Andy's been here helping me, so big thanks to Andy for that. Dad's here. He's normally never here first.
I'm here, but like, I'm spaced.
You're spaced, are you?
I'm here sort of spaced out.
So, yeah, we're just waiting on the rest of them. Dad's race car is here. The V8 isn't going to be ready yet. We've got a bit more work to do on the V8 car. As you can see, a lot of other people are here already. So, we'll get everything together. Got Dad's marquee and my marquee up, waiting for Darren next, and then Lee will be last. So we've got enough room, I think. Here he is then. What time do you call this? Hey? What time do you call this?
It's early for us.
This is early?
Yeah, we're early.
Are you early?
Well, we stopped at the pub for a pint on the way in.
Oh, I see, I see. You're right under there, Slap?
No.
You sure?
We'll be alright in a minute. I can't get that off. Give him a can of Thatchers.
Oh, God. How are we, Bab?
Alright, mate?
Yeah, you good?
Yeah, not bad.
Alright, Darren's here now. Last Huxleys here. Just trying to get him sorted. Trying to get everybody in the space. Just an idea of the chaos.
To me. No, to me.
Do you know what's going on or what?
No.
To me. To you.
I've got cable ties.
To him.
Cable ties
To
them.
me. Put them weights through it.
Someone's abandoned the 200SX out, yeah? And a Mustang.
He ain't going to be able to get out of the car here.
Huh?
He ain't going to be able to get out of the car.
Be alright, wouldn't he? How much room's he want? It's only a little Mustang.
Cable ties.
I got him on the roof of the Corolla.
You ain't going to get out of the car, though, are you?
Yeah, he will. We'll just park this, go this tight to this side.
Got a table next to mine.
Yeah. Got some big mama jammers.
Oh, do you need cable ties or just put a couple of straps down?
Oh, you came this side, this side.
We've got to put a flag on one of these.
It's got weights on. 50-50, maybe
See what happens, go from there. Because you've got a kind of completely new setup for run again, haven't you, really?
Yeah, we don't know really what it's going to do. As long as we got enough revs at the finish, I'll be running it right out the back door. So I've taken the wheelie down a little bit. So hopefully that won't be too aggressive. Although I've got a pad to put underneath. Just in case. Yeah, we should be good to go.
Oh, wicked. So since last round, Darren's done a test day in his in the S13, and he went 11.447, and so yeah, we're going to find out what's going on. So, morning, Darren.
Morning. It is running.
It is running. Yeah, we promise you it's running. Got a red can there. So what's your plan of action today? Have you got an idea what you're going to dial in and stuff?
Yeah, so I've done a test day and I've done my PB last week, and that was 11.47 or 6. So I'm going to go for 11.5, I think, or I might go 11.47 and just go flat out for the first one.
Well, the track will be a little bit better this morning, so but then you've got to get back into the groove, haven't you? So it might be worth being a bit safer, maybe go like a 50.
I just want to get one on the board for the first one, because last time I kept breaking out. So
get chasing it, yeah.
Get one on the board somewhere near, and then at least I can go from there, I think. There's no wind, whereas I had quite a good tailwind on the practice day. So
oh,
I think
okay.
that will slow me down a little.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, grip might be better. So.
Alright, fingers crossed then. We'll get a few runs in, and then we'll let everybody know how everybody's getting on at the end of the day. So we won't bore you with all the qualifying, but we'll get a few on-board footage of everybody. Hey Darren, I think Dad's being a bit optimistic, I think. He's in the wrong car and he's dialed in 14.4. This is the street car.
That's the wrong car.
It's a completely wrong car. Dad, I think we might need to raise your dial in. You're not going to run 14.4 even with all the gas.
He's definitely not going to break out.
We'll have a word with him, will you? And Darren, what's the update on first qualifying day?
I don't know, I'm eating.
You're eating?
Right, yeah, all over the place really. First run, new PB.
Yeah, that was a bit out of the blue.
Yeah, so I dialed in nearly my last PB, which was a 4.7. I dialed in a 4.9 and done a 3.9.
Yeah, 11.39, so another massive PB.
Yeah, God knows where that come from, but obviously the track's a bit better. So we dialed in at a 4.0 and run a
5.7, wasn't it?
5.5 or 5.7.
Yeah.
And then
You thought you had clutch slip though, didn't you, or something?
yeah, so yeah, I've
60 foot was a bit
altered
weird.
the clutch slipper a little bit to have less clutch slip, and yeah, it's still not quite right. So I think the clutch is just on its way out.
Yeah, well, it's not like you don't give it any much grief, like.
So I've got a new clutch to go in it. It needs to be changed. So I don't know. I mean, I'm in the game. So
yeah, I don't.
Try
Well,
again
the
tomorrow.
wicked thing about this round is there's only 30 drivers, so we're in the game anyway, so we're less stressed. I mean, I qualified
you've done well, haven't you?
5th. I think I'm 5th or 6th now. I've been helping other drivers to qualify better than me, which is, you know, typical me. So, but yeah, so I'm 5th with dialed in a 984 and went 985 with a 4. And then yeah, and then I've had a right argument with myself for the last couple of runs, because then I dialed in 987 for the last run and went 990.
Yeah, well, we
And then-
raced each other on that one, and
Yeah, and I let Darren. We'll put that clip up, but we. Darren go for a few seconds and I went past him a bit.
still pulled a red though.
Yeah, he left and I was like, oh yeah, I see. He's like a bit eager. But then I went out in super gas and thought the previous run I went 9901 and I thought I'll go out in super gas. So I knew it was going to run faster and I backed off and it went 989 with a 6. So that was really frustrating. I need them 2 tickets swapped around. Can Santa Pod just do that for me? That'd be perfect. Thank you. Lee is running into all sorts of yeah, and messing about more than he wants to do. So what's going on, Lee? Any ideas?
I don't know. Anybody got any answers?
Okay,
I've got no answers yet.
put a comment now to see what you think's wrong, and then we'll let you know if it's right.
Everything's wrong.
Everything's wrong. So Lee's running slower. He's got a new torque converter, which makes sense that it should run faster, and he hasn't. So something along the line is slipping.
Yeah.
Dad's getting on alright. Where have you qualified currently?
Well, I was second for the last
and then
run,
second.
so I think I'm still second.
You're still second, so you dialed in a 53.
55.
No, 53 earlier, and you
Yeah,
went
won a
56
Yeah, then I did a 55.
and went 53.
53.
So apparently we got to switch Dad's tickets round as well. So
I did turn it
After
upside down.
dialing at 14, he's doing alright.
yeah. So
Yeah, I need a 14 car really.
So-
That's what's wrong.
yeah. But you went. So if you're running 14s in this Focus, you must have some gas wired in, yeah.
Oh yeah, I've got a
Turbocharged.
trick up my sleeve.
So Lee's doing the unlikely thing we do on this car, and that's work on it. So we're in the middle of that, but hopefully we can sort this issue out. My car's okay. We thought we had a breathing issue, but it's fine. I think it's just because it's got a little bit too much oil in, which I always run my engine a little bit too much oil in. So we're going to dig into this now and see what we find, and I'll keep you informed if we find anything. If we find anything. We will. Update us then, Lee. What's going on?
Shit happens.
Oh, okay. I'm going to have to bleep that out now.
Oh, sorry. Starters mullered.
Okay. So that starters, how long's that been on there?
We reckon about 10 years. It's fairly stock. It's had its day, probably.
Yeah, you've done a few miles on that
I
then.
think
Yeah.
it's a Lincoln Continental starter.
I wouldn't be surprised. It's probably
Way back.
from your old stock from
Well, if it
1924.
ain't broke, don't fix it. But now it's broke.
Okay, so that's the first problem we found. Okay.
Apart from that, we've got some sort of slippage somewhere, maybe in the gearbox.
Okay.
Don't know, but we've got no burnt gearbox oil, so it's the head scratcher.
Oh, maybe the starter was stuck on, and that's what.
If you want to get the crimper, I'll carry on putting the stuff.
Right, we'll try and find a crimper then.
Give me the crimp, and I'll.
Can you see if that all lines up? Anybody? I can't see. Anybody see from anybody underneath? Hello, mate. Yeah, I've just done the Lee's car though, but yeah, I'll...
Got to be careful, maybe putting that on the video.
Not very busy.
Oh, more rice than you can shake a stick at.
Set yourself on fire with that one.
Sixth hour. I said it run out.
Is it number one?
No, 6 hour off. I think there's a few on
Yeah, I think you are. They said you were number one.
Did they? No.
But whether you still are.
I can't do it again, surely, for fuck's sake.
But you know, with this absolutely reliable engine.
Right then, guys, what's happening here then?
Right, we're doing the valve lash on Lee's car because we thought it was hydraulic and it's not, it's solid rolling. So we are doing that because we wound it up a bit tight, so just yeah,
Adjusting
so
those.
wind it over slap a bit more. Whoop. So yeah, I'll do them one, and then I'll mark it, and just so make sure we go through them all.
Yeah.
Make sure they're right. So obviously, so that's, I think this is number one. I think this is number one. So number one goes down. So that's the exhaust valve gone down. As soon as that's gone right to the bottom, I'll do the inlet now. So that's just how I do it.
Don't let me put you off. So what happened with you in the first round then, Mark?
So, well, to start off the day, I qualified well.
Yeah.
I dialed in a 983, went a 984 with a 0, so I qualified 4th in the end. Pete Dodd just got above me, bastard Pete. But fair play to him. And yeah, and then we tried to dial it in a bit better, and I dialed in a 986 on the second run, and ran a 985 with a 9.
Nice.
So that was a bit painful. But yeah, so that was a bit of an experience. But and then I had first round, I had Will Clark, which is the 4th time I've had him now.
Good racer.
Yeah, I've had him the best time I've ever had him was in the final, and I red lit against him, so I kind of gave it away. Every other time I've had problems with it. I've had problems with the car failing or something like that. So it was a nice, honest race, that one. He had an 01 light, I had an 06. I couldn't catch him, he was about a metre ahead in front of me. Did what I could. Unfortunately, he just got it nailed and I didn't. But so I'm not, I'm not upset about it, and I've still got super gas tomorrow, so it's not too bad.
Still in the game, in one of the games anyway.
So Lee's not here at the moment because he's in the meeting, but he did really well. He dialed in we had a bit of a laugh. We had a few jokes and a few. Let's just say the crewman messed up a little bit, but we won't go into that. Not slap.
Is it this crewman? No, the other crewman.
Where's Richard? Where's Richard?
Oh God, he'd embarrass him even more.
So Lee dialed in an 888.
Got in the shower.
And
He's hiding.
and then
No, he don't want to.
888, and Lee went 891 and lifted, and it was just a hot luck really, but he qualified really well. And then on that first run, and then the next run he dialed in 885 and went at 885 with a 5, I believe.
Yeah.
So did he qualify first in the end?
Who?
Lee.
No, he was 6th.
Yeah, I think it was really close.
It was really close.
It was really close, yeah. I think that was probably the closest Super Pro I've been.
Yeah.
Wow,
for a
so
while.
that was impressive. So even though like Lee still had a lot of good luck, and then Lee went into the first round, and he had a boy last meeting first round, but that was because he qualified first.
Yeah.
And he had a boy this time because the other guy broke. So,
Yeah, so not the way you want to win really, but I think with this problem that you've had here, it was probably a lucky shout because you just
it was safe because Lee just took the tree and cruised through.
Yeah.
And it was the best option really. So Lee, to be fair, Lee deserves a bit of luck after the practice. So yeah, that's a bit of an update with me, and yeah, we'll come to you and Dad in a minute. We'll see. Got to find Dad.
Dad's run off here.
Yeah.
I'll go and get him.
Going into the Dad.
Right then, Brian, what happened? What's going on?
You got to interview him in the shower. He's going for a shower.
I'll go interview him in the shower. Nobody wants to see that.
No, you don't want to see that.
So how are you getting on then?
I managed to qualify number 1. Basically, I was down at the start line, sort of waiting to go, and Mark called me and said you need to dial it in 53.
Yeah.
1853. Take it from 53 to 54. So I did that.
Yeah.
I was spot on.
And number 1 qualifier in the super slow focus.
Super 2-door focus.
So the V8 is obviously being repaired. So yeah, he can win in anything. The commentators are all on your side. Can't believe the reaction times that you get in, and
We'll see tomorrow. I'm getting used to the car now because every car is slightly different. You've just got a little niche that you've got to find that niche.
yeah.
And then race it. So I'm lucky enough to sort of be able to do that. But whether I'll be able to do it tomorrow is another thing.
Well, this is it. So we had a bit of rain before Pro ET, and it stopped play for a little bit, but I think they've got through most of them, and they're going to run Sportsman tomorrow now because they bumped them till tomorrow. So
I'm going to buy anyway. So
yeah.
I got a buy being number one because there's odd people in it, it's only 23 cars. So.
There's odd people in it.
At least I'll have another.
There's another odd person in it. Right, well done.
Right, as GoPro died last night, we didn't get an interview with Darren. I can't get my words out, it must be morning. So let us know what happened yesterday. Keep us informed.
Okay, so yesterday I was doing a bit of qualification. Didn't go quite to plan. Was 28th out of 30 and then got knocked down 2 positions. So I was dead last in the qualifications in a 32 car field. So not brilliant, but managed
You still
to,
qualified, that was the main thing.
yeah, that was it. So it wasn't too bad. So I had Laura
Baton.
Laura Baton in the Capri.
Good racer, very good racer.
Yeah, so obviously trying to get rid of the drag racers out of it with a drift car. So yeah, caught a good light. I got a 0.9 light and she got a 0.6, so she did get me off the lights a little bit. And I dialed in 11.77 and run 11.77 with a 4. So
That's the first time you've hit your dial since you've been racing. So
yeah, closest ever. So
well, you dialed it back basically just in case.
yeah.
Well, in case you misshifted or had wheel spin or anything, didn't you? So it's a sensible thing to do, really.
Yeah, so I had a bit of leeway, so in case I'd misshifted, which I'd done earlier on in the day, and yeah, just by luck, hit my dial in, bang on, and I think I'm beat it by about, I don't know, half a metre. So
Yeah.
I'm chuffed. I'm well chuffed.
Good man. Well, so plan of action today, fresh day. It's now Monday, fresh day. What's the plan of action today? We think.
Take some more drag races out.
Yeah. So you think you've got? We think we've got Amy Watkins, which is in the orange Trans Am. So
Big wheelies, good to watch.
yeah, so she's a great racer. So we'll have to see how the outcome of that comes out. But I think you're looking forward to it. I think now you've gone through the first round, it's just nice and relaxing and.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah,
I've
exactly.
gone through 1 round, so I
and in
can't
a car
ask for any
that's impossible to get through, you know. So you did well. So, but
If
yeah.
anybody wants to sponsor me a sequential shifter, then, bring it on.
So what's your plan of action this morning? Because you obviously qualified first. We got you qualified first.
I've got a trophy for qualifying.
Yeah, you got a trophy on the roof.
Believe it or
Qualifying first. So
I had 20 quid.
So Dad had the best all-round package. He had an O2 light and was four thou off the dial-in. So you were pretty much banging.
Yeah,
you know.
They actually said they should have given me the money last night, so I could have bought a round in the bar, but that wouldn't have been enough.
2 drinks in it.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
gave it me this
You wouldn't have gone down the bar. You'd had to buy a
No,
round.
No, I'd stay here.
So you've got your first round was supposed to be last night, but obviously got rained out. So you've got first round, but you've got no one.
I got a buy.
You got a buy run.
No, I can just go.
Yeah. So
What happened?
so yeah. Obviously Lee had the buy because of the other guy broke. So do we know who Lee's got for next? Do anybody know?
Yes, somebody knows. It's a rail, isn't it? Who you got, Lee?
Who have you got next, Lee?
Second round, Alan did well, number 1 qualifier.
Oh,
Alan did well.
Yeah, so he runs about 7.67, something like
So
that.
we got to hope that Alan doesn't do well.
No pressure.
Alan.
Yeah,
Yeah, so we're still up against it a little bit with running out of revs at the finish, but yeah, we do what we can.
Yeah. And we think we got the engine bang on now. Now we know what's going on.
Engine gearbox is fine, just needs slightly taller tyres just to run it out the back door, and they'll be hopefully on for next meeting.
Cool. Right then, so let's see how we get on. And obviously I went out last night, but I've got super gas now, and I think I've got Dan Page, which is the fastest car in the class. So the closing speed's going to be pretty mental. So we'll see how that works out.
You're
So.
toasting then.
Come on!
I'm one on the fucking commentary.
Look at this light.
You shaking.
Ah! Come on! I knew that was going to be hard. Right, so Lee's come back from second round in Super Pro, and you had number one qualifier.
Holland did well, yeah, number one qualifier. He's on the game. No two ways, you've got to be on your game to get around him. I sort of knew that. I pushed the light a little bit too much, went 001 red.
Yeah, which, I mean, that is so fine line, isn't it, you know?
He went 0-2 and went under by 2, so he was there or thereabouts.
Yeah. Your 60 foot was a bit down, wasn't it?
Yeah,
so
60 foot down a little bit, but it could be just the conditions, track conditions and stuff. It's been damp, isn't it? So it's in the air. I wasn't too worried about the dialed in 880 around 84, so I was pretty close considering the combination we've got at the moment.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm happy, you know, the car's in one piece. Sorted out some gremlins, got it launching right.
Still, yeah, exactly. Still new, still fresh. So,
yeah.
You know.
Take it on the chin. Red light. You've got to be trying sometimes.
Yeah.
So
No.
it is what it is.
Yeah. And Darren's just on his way out now for his second round of eliminations. So he's against Amy Watkins. So we'll try and get some footage of that. Right. Well, we haven't updated you too much. It's been a bit hectic. Dad had a boy running the first round and broke out a little bit. He just started in 18.54 and went 18.51. And then you had, who was the guy you had in the second round?
The Jaguar.
The white Jag.
White Jag.
Yeah. And we've told you one off the run you died before, but the car just flying.
I think you got a bit of a tailwind now if you look at the fans, look.
Yeah.
It's not much, but it took me a tenth faster.
Yeah.
And I came off the throttle probably 2 or 3 car lengths to the end.
Yeah.
At least 2. But it was enough, I should have let off more.
It obviously was going to run like an 18.3 or something, you know what I mean? So
yeah.
It was obviously on one for some reason, but so yeah, Dad had a good light and like better than him, and it was just like, yeah, just not enough, unfortunately.
New guy, he's happy.
Yeah.
Keep these youngsters happy, and then when they feel happy, then you got to nail them.
That's it, yeah.
But one day.
And I went through the first round of Super Gas against Dan Page, amazingly. I treed Dan, got to the top end and forced him into a breakout, which was just a mental, couldn't believe we did that. So we were all a bit buzzing from that. And then second round I had Jed Guy, who's also new to the class, very good racer, but new to Super Gas. So I knew he was going to try and tree me. He didn't. I managed to tree him. I got 0.2 on his 0.4, and yeah, I think I just come off a little bit too early at the end. It was 2/10,000ths of a second at the end, and he just come around me. So
This is getting a bit too much of a repeat. But yeah, we've still had a wicked weekend. I didn't expect to go through a round of super gas, so they're always a bonus. A bit gutted about Pro ET, but that's racing sometimes. The car's all fine, absolutely running through as it can be. So massive thanks to all our sponsors and support. We'll also get an interview with Darren later because I missed him and he's gone now. So I'll get an interview with Darren and tell you what he went through and stuff like that. But long story short, he had a missed shift and couldn't quite make the number. But we'll get his side of the story. But yeah, thanks to all the sponsors and supporters with all this, and you know, keep us on track. We're doing you as proud as we can. We're going to keep pushing. Next event I think is door slammers if money allows. So see what we can do. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll keep going.